YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been quite a while since I've posted, but I've actually changed dialysis companies that I work for. I'll go into that in another video to say maybe the biggest differences between the two providers. They're both great companies, I must say. So anywho, in today's video, I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of working in a dialysis center. I'm going to do the pros first. I always want to be positive first. The positive thing is the pay is pretty decent. It's great pay, especially if you're on the professional level, such as an RD, a nurse, a social worker. The pay is pretty great. If, let's say, you're a patient care technician and you have years of experience, the pay is pretty good. You're going to get overtime. You're going to get annual raises depending on your abilities and how well you work. So those are definitely positives. Another positive is that you really get to know your patients when you work in dialysis. You're going to see your patient typically 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And the patient's there for 4 hours at a time typically. So you get a really good opportunity to sit down, chat with your patients, kind of get their background, their history, the things that kind of move them as people. And no other field do you get that opportunity to really get to know people. You get to meet people you otherwise would never meet. You can build camaraderie with the team that you work with. Let's say you're just finishing high school. You decided not to go to college. College just isn't your thing. Working in a dialysis center is a great first job for someone. They have benefits, they have paid training, they have advancement opportunities if you're interested, they have educational opportunities. If you're interested, this is the person, let's say you're straight out of high school, you didn't go to college, you didn't want to join the military, so guess what? Working in dialysis is a great job. The two largest providers, we got Fresenius, we got DaVita. Combined, they have about 4,500 dialysis clinics in North America. I guarantee you, unless you live in Alaska somewhere, there is a dialysis facility within 30 to 40 minutes from where you live. Guaranteed. I'll bet you $100. Like I said, they've paid training. They have 401k, company matching. They have great benefits. They have an excellent opportunity for you to advance. So if, let's say you don't know what you want to do, let's say you've been laid off from another job, working in dialysis is a great opportunity for you to learn about the healthcare field without, number one, spending a ton of money, number two, spending a ton of time in school not being paid. This is a way for you to learn about the medical field, get paid at the same time. And if, let's say, after the training, you decide it's not for you, bam, go do something else. Okay? Some of the negatives of working in dialysis, it can be extremely, extremely stressful. It can be very stressful because everything you do could potentially harm a patient if you don't do it properly. Excuse me, apologize for that. It can be extremely stressful. Anything you can do can actually harm your patient. I mean, it can, especially if you're a direct patient care staff member. It can be very stressful. The patient sometimes can be bitter about, their situation. And the patients can be short-tempered. But the majority of patients I've met over the past 18, 19 years have been total gems. Seriously total gems. I've met some that are pretty much, I could take them or leave them. But 99.9% of all the patients I've met over 20 years, gems, absolute gems. But it can be extremely stressful. It can be sometimes sad and depressing when patients die or patients don't do well, patients don't take care of themselves, and you feel like almost helpless in motivating the person to do a better job. Because one thing with dialysis, you can do everything right in the dialysis center, but the patient could they have to do their part too. Some patients don't want to come. Some patients are very depressed. Some patients have really bad family lives. And so they don't feel really motivated to take care of themselves. And so you're on one end doing everything right. But then when the patient goes home, the patient may backslide into unhealthy behaviors that make dialysis much rougher than it has to be. That's probably the biggest downside of dialysis, is that you do all this work on one end and then the patient does all this detrimental work on the other end. But the majority of patients typically will do what they're supposed to do once it's properly explained to them and they have a really good understanding and a very good grasp of why it's important to do what they need to do. The majority of patients are going to do what they're supposed to do. But you're going to spend a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy, prayers, taking care of people who, for whatever reason, you may never discover the reason why they're unable to take care of themselves, but they just are not able to take care of themselves, and they're in a situation that is just not fostering their growth and development. And you have to sit there and give the same effort and energy to take care of that person, even though they're doing something different on the back end. So that's probably one of the biggest downsides of dialysis is, a lot of effort and a lot of work, and the person just is unable to, capitalize or, maximize their health based on a lot of social issues going on. But I would say overall, working in dialysis, clearly I've been doing it 18 years, so it ain't so bad. It's a great job. You meet a lot of interesting people. There's room for advancement. There's room to do different things. There's different areas you can do in dialysis, not necessarily working in a dialysis clinic. There's accounting jobs. There's sales, marketing jobs in dialysis clinics. There's so many opportunities because it's a very huge company. Like I said, the Freseniuses and the DaVitas of the world are the two largest providers in North America, and typically there's one or there's the other in your town where you probably live. So if you want a little advice on how to break into the dialysis world, how to get a job in dialysis, feel free to leave me a comment below. I'll do everything I can, and I'll actually link the larger companies' website, so you can go check it out. And if you decide that you want to fill out an application, boom, that'd be great. I'm pretty sure they would love to have you. So like I said, this video is pretty short, pretty sweet. I appreciate you taking the time to watch, to listen, and please leave a comment below and share this with someone who you feel like has wanted to work in dialysis or interested in it. And like I said, thank you for watching. Bye.